And hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of our program tonight, Troy Cares. Exciting thing that we got going here on Facebook Live for you guys. We're going to showcase different businesses, different nonprofits that are working really on the front line, but really at the same time in the background that nobody really knows what all they're doing. They're getting us through this pandemic that we're all part of and we're into right now, and there's many people doing many things. A lot of them we do know about, but a lot we do not know about. So we're going to learn about a lot of these different people and maybe ways that we can help them or tie into or whatever. Each week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 o'clock right here, we're going to feature a different guest. And then we'll usually wrap up at the end with Kathy Roeder from the Chamber to just kind of give us an update where everything's at here in the city of Troy. She's been doing an awesome job, her and her team, keeping us, abreast with all the great info out there on Facebook from the carryouts that are open and the businesses that are open and everything like that. So her and her team really need a hats off in this whole thing, because I think without them we'd all be in a lot more trouble, that's for sure, and I'm sure the businesses would all agree with me. So we are going to feature our guest tonight, a very exciting guest who they've been doing a lot in the community even before we even got into this pandemic thing. Everybody I'm sure knows about the Troy Rec, but the question is, do we really know about the Troy Rec? Sure, we know it's that place downtown. Sure, those kids go there or whatever. Maybe you have a friend or, your kids go there. But, really what are they doing there on a normal day, let's call it? And even more so, what are they doing now in the background to help out with the community? So tonight we are going to talk with them and see, like I said, not only what they're doing now to help out everybody, but also what they have been doing before this. So we are going to bring in our guest, guys. We have tonight with us, and just give me a second here as I pull her up. We are going to feature Kelly Snyder, the Executive Director of the Troy Rec. And as soon as I get her in here, we will do it. Technology at its finest, guys. Here we go. So, alrighty. We just about got her here. Bear with me for just a second. Alright. Believe it or not, I think I got it here. Alright. Alright, guys, and welcome to the show, Kelly Snyder, Executive Director of the Rec. Welcome to the show. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. That's my fault. I got you muted still. Let's see, like I said, the joys of live broadcast here, guys. Bear with me one second. Get up here. Mute her. Sorry, guys. I promise we'll get this going here. There we go. Alright. Sorry about that, Kelly. You there with us?
I'm here.
Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, so tell us a little bit about the Rec. Like I said, many people know of the Rec. We know it's that place downtown a lot of kids go to and what have you, but tell us a little bit about, what the Rec does.
Sure. So the Rec has been kind of a mainstay of the downtown Troy area for over 80 years. It was started officially in 1941, but it got its first start a couple years before that with Reverend Pop Dixon. He decided or realized that there was nothing for the youth to do in the community, and so he gathered up some businessmen and said, "Hey, let's find something for them to do." And they started the Rec, and the kids used to bring their record players and their actual records to the Rec, and they would dance. And so that's really how it got started. It was a lot of dancing, a lot of kids dancing together. And after about a year, they realized they needed a bigger space. It actually was in the building that Troy Community Works is working on right now in the corner above Grandpa Joe's. That's where they originally started. And then in 1941, they purchased this building, and that's where we've been ever since. It's a community rec center with a primary emphasis on youth. And we have before and after school daycare, Smart Start preschool. And then the main thing that we do, though, is our 6th through 12th grade after school program where the kids can come in, hang out for a while, play basketball, play pool, get some homework help. A lot of times they just come in and kind of vent with my staff for the day, just to kind of hopefully we can kind of take some of that pressure off the parents because they're telling us all this stuff. And maybe they don't have to go home and burden the parents with some of the crazy drama that we hear. But they're fun. They're great kids. We enjoy them. We really miss them right now. It's too quiet around here. We laugh because people come in when the kids are all here and they're like, how can you stand this noise? And we're like, we're used to it. And now it's just so quiet. It's really hard for us, for our staff, to not have the kids in here. So that's what we do mostly is work with kids. And we love them and really do miss them right now.
All right, and perfect. So during this pandemic, I understand that you guys have kind of helped the schools. Something I definitely didn't realize, and I know we've talked about this, but how many kids really rely on school lunches who, just aren't fortunate enough to have their lunches at home every day for them. I was definitely not aware of how many kids there was. I understand there's quite a few. So tell us a little bit about how you guys have stepped up and kind of helped during that time.
Yeah, so when we got this notice that the schools were shutting down, and so that meant that we also had to shut down, we just realized that there were a lot of kids that were not going to have the food that they needed. During the year, we send home weekend bags on Fridays with the kids, and we send home 35 to 40 bags a week with kids that are already in families that are struggling. And so this pandemic really kind of brought everything to the forefront that there's going to be a lot of people that were struggling, and kids even that don't normally come to our program, we still wanted to be available to them and help them however we could. So we decided, as soon as the schools gave their plan of how they were getting lunches and things out to the kids, we decided we would fill in the gaps where the schools couldn't provide the lunches. So the very first day, which was a Monday, I think, when schools were closed, the schools weren't providing lunch that day, so we did. So we served 50 or 60 kids that day, and then the schools stepped in and served lunches every day. And then we got the stay-at-home order from the governor, which so the schools then switched to only sending lunches home on Mondays. And we also were providing snack bags for the kids, which was kind of just something extra that we threw in there because we know every day when the kids come in from school, they are starving. They always want a snack. And so we knew that was going to be a burden on the families having the kids home all day with nothing to snack on. So we decided we would provide those snacks for them for the week. So we would send home a snack bag. And then because we deal with teens mostly, we know and through some of our things that we touching base with them, they are staying up really, really late, like 3, 4 in the morning, and then they're not getting up till 2 and 3 in the afternoon. And so they were missing out completely on the lunches that were provided by the school because the pickup is like 11:30 to 12:30. So we were also providing a lunch bag that they could pop in. And it's just, canned goods that they can take home and prepare easily, mac and cheese, ravioli, things like that, things that teens like. And then, and still providing our weekend bags as well. And from the very beginning, we knew schools were not going to be providing lunches for spring break because they're shut down. They're closed for spring break. So we knew from the beginning we were planning on doing that. And so we've been serving lunch this week outside in the tent in our parking lot. And we've been serving 70, 80, I think we had over 90 today. So every day it's kind of ticked up a little bit. And we're happy to do that. And that's open to any child that needs a lunch. They don't have to be anyone that participates with us on a regular basis. If it's someone who has a younger sibling that's not in school yet, we are still providing a lunch for them. We just want to make sure that our community is taken care of and hopefully weather through this and come out better on the other side.
Yeah, so you bring up a really good point there as far as so anybody, any kid at this point can come and take advantage of your lunch programs, your snack programs, that kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah. We are not limiting it to school age only. It's younger ones as well because I could not, in good conscience, send home a snack bag with a teen
Sure.
knowing that they had a younger sibling that was not going to get something. So, and we had wonderful support from the community, from just individuals, from businesses, from the foundations. Um, just just incredible support financially as well as people just bringing in food donations. So we've been able to not have to turn anyone away.
Sure, sure, perfect. And I had no idea. I mean, of course, I've read just like everybody else has about the school lunches and the pickup provide, but I guess I didn't realize that it's 1 day a week, and if they don't get it on that day, you're in trouble. So you guys help out
Right.
in that case, then.
And I understand why they did that. Because of our stay-at-home order, we're trying to limit people being out and congregating.
Sure.
But that does make it hard then, particularly if folks maybe they don't have transportation or
Yeah.
if they do have a parent that's still working that they can't get there at that time. I actually delivered something today to a family because they don't have transportation and they have a special needs daughter, and so she couldn't get here
Oh,
to get
okay.
a lunch, and so we delivered it to her because there's the need, and that's what we're here to provide.
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing I didn't ask you earlier, which I think I was definitely curious about, I know you are, and I'm sure a lot of other people, but on general, how many number of kids do you guys usually have through the rec that you guys kind of take care of and deal?
Um, so on a normal day, we will have 70 to 80 kids.
70 to
And
80.
on Fridays, it usually jumps up to closer to 100. I don't know if parents are let the kids come on Fridays as like a treat if they've done their
Sure,
homework all week or something. But
sure.
yeah, we see 70, 80 kids on a regular day, 6th through 12th grade.
Okay.
The sixth graders will walk down from Van Cleve, and of course the junior high and high school will walk across the bridge. And our busiest time is probably like 3 to 5
Mm-hmm.
right after school,
Mm-hmm.
and then parents will start picking them up, or the kids have activities that they go to, and but we're open till 7:30 normally during the
Okay.
week and 5:30 on Friday, and we have kids here until we close sometimes. So.
Okay. Okay. Very well. Good. So during this whole pandemic, other than the lunches, have you guys been able to continue any of your other programs that you guys have? I mean, obviously they can't come, but have you been able to help out in any other way to these students?
Actually, yes, it's really kind of when this happened, we're kind of looking around going, oh my word, what do we do now? Because
Mm-hmm.
we basically lost 50% of our revenue
Right.
without having our daycare and preschool and rentals. And so we decided that we still wanted to provide those things that we could to our participants. So we actually created what we're calling virtual rec. So we are doing Zoom classrooms with our preschoolers. We didn't want them to lose those skills and things that they've learned already, and for them not to be kindergarten ready in the fall. So we're continuing Zoom classes with them at no cost to the participants.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
foundation, Troy Foundation, has helped us out so that we can provide that to those parents because a lot of them have lost their jobs, and we don't want them to not be able to have that education for their kid because
Sure.
they no longer can afford the preschool. So we were able to offer that. We are actually offering some Zoom sessions with our daycare kids. Those kids look forward to coming to daycare every day because they get to see their friends and hang out and get some homework help. And so our daycare providers are still having Zoom sessions with those kids. And we hope to eventually, when things are lifted, we'll still have our end of year party with them because some of the fifth graders are, they're moving up and out of daycare.
Sure.
And so they still want to be able to celebrate that with them. And then for our older kids, the 6th through 12th grade, we are having check-ins. So our staff is kind of checking in with all of the kids that are our regular participants.
Okay.
Just seeing how are they doing?
Sure.
Are they getting their homework done? Do they need help with homework? Are they eating right? Are they washing their hands? Are they following the 6-foot rule?
Right.
All those things that, if they were here physically, we would be saying to them. But we can do that now through Snapchat and
Yeah.
Instagram. all these wonderful tools that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are checking in with them. And then we're also providing homework help, and that's open to any student that needs it. So
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't have to be a student that normally comes to us. We want to be a help, and also I think a help to the parents, because I'm sure they're frustrated.
Yeah.
They're tired, and we just want to ease that burden a little bit. And so if it's something that we can kind of take off of their plate for a little bit, just helping them their science or their English or whatever it is that they have, we want to be able to do that. And like I said, Troy Foundation has made that possible for us to offer that to folks, so that we do have our staff available to do that.
Okay, perfect. While you were talking there, I did put up some sponsor lists for you guys too. I know you sent me many people that have helped, and I'm sure there's a lot more. But we did put that up so people can kind of recognize who's really helping out in there, and we do appreciate their help, obviously. So how would they go about? So it's really interesting that you talked about the homework help. I have 2 kids myself. I know they could probably use some of that, and I'm sure there's many others that can. So how would they go about getting hold of you guys or anything like that to do such thing? What was the best way?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last question.
What's the best way for them to get a hold of you if they want some homework help or whatever?
Oh, sure. So they can call 937-339-1923, which is our phone number here, and we'll get them on the list. Or they can contact us through our Instagram, it's just the Rextagram, or on Facebook, Troy Rec, and we will get back to them. Or they can email troyrec@bizwoh.rr.com, and we will pair them with one of our staff members that can help them, and we'll get them on the schedule, and we will do something similar to this, a session with them, so that we can kind of hope. We try to get the information a little bit early, like, okay, what exactly are you working on, so that we can if we have to do some research, we can do that.
Sure.
But it's been very successful so far. We've had some good sessions. So
good. Now, had you did that before the Zoom session, homework help, or just because of this?
We do homework help here after school, just in person. But this is all new for us. We kind of very fortunate, actually. As a small nonprofit, we are able to kind of shift where needed. So this is not our normal, but we're making the best of it, and still trying to be a help to the community, which is what we're here for.
Yeah, and I can speak for everybody. You guys are a huge help, I can tell you that. So we really do appreciate you for sure. And so will this be maybe something? I think what we all learned during this is that these technologies don't have to be just for now, right? I mean, we can use this going forward. So if students can't get to you, you're now to them.
Yeah, we have actually been doing a lot with our Instagram. So we kids will message us on Instagram, or that's how we connect with the kids. We connect with the parents more on Facebook, and with the kids more on Instagram.
Sure.
And so I think we could definitely see how we could use it more to our advantage, and incorporate some more things that maybe we hadn't thought of before.
Absolutely. I know I was talking to you a couple of days ago when we were talking about doing this, and the one thing, short of this, but one thing that I really enjoyed that I learned that you guys do is offer your facility out for party rentals. My son came to a birthday party there, and he had the greatest time. He came out of that just like, oh, it was so much fun. And we didn't even realize that was something that you could do. So that was, something cool that we've learned, that, hey, you can go there and rent the place out and let the kids have fun in a safe environment, and, and I know that you guys enjoy having them.
Yeah, it's a great facility, and we're very fortunate to be able to rent it out on the weekends, and then that helps fund, the other piece of things that we do, the nonprofit piece that we do.
Sure.
We've had weddings here, wedding receptions, class reunions, rehearsal dinners, bridal showers, all kinds of fun things. And then even on a regular basis, we rent out to Zumba classes and ballroom dance and line dance and cheer and all those kind of things like that the public can come in and participate in those things. They aren't actually our programs. We rent to the instructors, but it's still a really nice offering to have those things available. And the instructors are wonderful and very reasonable, affordable classes. And we're very fortunate to have this building and be able to use it as much as we do. during a normal time, it is in use from 7 o'clock in the morning to sometimes 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
During the week.
Wow.
So just because of all the activity that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So we love our facility, and I'm so glad to hear from you that you did know that it was available and you enjoyed it when you came.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's all he could talk about. I tell you that.
Great. Well, call me when the order's lifted. We'll get a birthday party set up for him.
Absolutely. So I'm going to ask you one more question here, but before I do, I just want to put it out there to everybody that we're going to be open to some questions here. So if you have any questions for Kelly, I'm sure she'd be glad to answer them for you. So just go ahead and type them into Facebook, and then we'll get those questions put out to her, and we'll go from there, okay? So while they're doing that, I didn't really touch on your size of your staff, other than yourself.
The staff size?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have about 13, I think it's 13 people on staff between our daycare and our preschool and our game room staff. And of course we have cleaning staff. And then we actually have 3 people that do just rentals because we have that many rentals. And so, 13 or 14 people on a regular basis.
Wow. Keep them busy then, for sure.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then how about as far as, do you guys need any help in any areas? Do you guys need any donations? What can they do to help out there?
Sure. So, we always accept donations. We currently, we're getting food donations and things for our snack bags. And we have Troy Rec at troyrec.com. If someone would like to make a donation to us, they can go there. We have a donate button, or obviously you can just send in a check to Troy Rec at 11 North Market Street, Troy. I will say, and this is probably true of all nonprofits right now, we've been kind of thrown into this pandemic, and a lot of people have kind of shifted and pivoted to new things. But at some point, we're going to have to go back to what we used to do, and we still need to be here.
Yeah.
So I would really highly recommend if you're thinking about donating, pick a nonprofit you really trust and believe in, and donate to them right now because they really do need it.
Absolutely.
If you want them around afterwards, they need the help right now. So I would say, obviously we would love for you to donate to the Troy Rec, but there are a lot of really good nonprofits out there.
Yes.
And, we collaborate with a lot of nonprofits. It's not, most nonprofits in Troy and in Miami County are not standalones. They really do work together and rely on each other and help each other out. So I would love for people to really think about, donating to nonprofits right now.
Sure, and then, we're very fortunate in the city of Troy. We have some amazing nonprofits. We really do. Absolutely. Okay, let's see if we have a question here.
Shelby asked, how long have you been the executive director at the Rec?
How long have I been here?
Yes.
I have been here 4.5 years.
4.5 years now. Okay.
Yeah. I started as interim and led into permanent.
Oh, really? So you came in as not a permanent spot to begin with, huh?
That is correct. Yeah, I said it took me till I was over 50 to find my dream job, but this is it.
Good. Any other questions here for
That's it so far.
Okay, well, perfect. Anything else that you'd like to add that we haven't hit on or touched on that you'd like people to know?
I just appreciate people so much. There have been people that have walked in the door that I've never seen before. I don't know who they are, and they drop off a donation, a check. I'm just so heartened to see that people care this much about our kids and about our community. And I guess you know that, but when you actually see it in action, it really makes you feel good. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad that we can be here and kind of be that place that people can come to and find help and the resources that they need. And if we can't help them, I can usually find someone who can. So I would say, and that's true of most nonprofits in our community. If you need something, give them a call. If they can't help you directly, they'll find the person that can.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for everything you and your staff is doing for the city of Troy, not only during this time, but all the many times before and after we go forward. And I'm sure you'll be getting a lot of calls and emails from people like, wow, I didn't know the Rec did that, so hopefully you guys are ready for that. And we appreciate you
Well,
joining
thank
us
you.
on tonight's show, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, thanks a lot.
All right,
Ryan.
thank you. All right, guys, so that was an awesome interview there with Kelly, who did an awesome job, as we knew she would. And we are going to, if you just give me a second here, I am going to get Kathy queued up here so that we can bring her in, and we're going to ask her some questions and be able to catch up with her on what's going on with the chamber. Let me see. All right. Oh, okay, there we go. And then we're going to, sorry guys, my view here. Let me go up here for a second. All right. Let's see if we can get her in here. There she is. 1 second here. I'm going to get you pulled up, okay? Let me get her here. Alright, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry about that. The technology's there. We just have to know how to use it right, so I'm getting there. But welcome to the show, Kathy.
Thank you.
So tell us, I mean, the first question I personally have for you, when do you sleep? When do you possibly have time to sleep right now?
I take time to sleep, but definitely has felt like a 24-hour job right now with everything happening with the pandemic. Things are changing minute by minute, but I am taking time to sleep.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're finding time. So I'm sure there's going to be many, many questions come in on a lot of things. Let's just start out with probably one of the hottest topics right now, which is the Strawberry Festival. I know that's something that a lot of people, hated to see go, but I'm sure we just didn't have a choice. So could you give a little update on that?
Right. Yeah, you were correct. The board just definitely felt like there wasn't a choice. With it looking like the peak is going to happen end of April, beginning of May, or into middle of May, it just doesn't give the organizers or our nonprofits enough time to get everything together for that weekend. And the reality is we don't know that we'll be able to be together in large groups, even if the peak passes. So we did make the hard decision. It's the first time in 44 years that it's been canceled. But we will be back bigger and better next year.
Gotcha. And I believe that 100%. And we get a whole nother year to plan something as great as we can do in 1 year. Watch out for sure. So tell us a little bit, catch us up. Wow, any new things happening today? Anything you guys are introducing? Anything going on that we need to know about out here?
I wouldn't say that we have anything new going on. We're still doing our Troy Takeout Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate everyone's support of our restaurants during this time. Obviously, this page with focusing on our businesses and our nonprofits. We have our resource page on our website, troyohiochamber.com. But I do want to mention that once a week we have a group of community leaders that get together. And this morning, one of our topics was really about safety. I know it's really hard right now. It's a gorgeous day, and so people want to be out and about.
Absolutely.
But we are seeing more people out and forgetting that if they're out in a park or out and about downtown that they need to social distance. So I think that's my message tonight, is just to really think about, do I need to be out? Is it important? Can someone else do this? And if I'm going to be out, making sure that I'm taking care of myself, social distancing, doing those kind of things.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about this page we're on, Troy is Open for Business. Tell me a little bit more about that and the reasoning why you started and the gist of that page.
Yeah, so we were having such success with the Troy Takeout Blitz group that we had, but we realized there's a whole other group of businesses and nonprofits that wasn't touchable. So that's why we started the page, and our goal is to connect the community to those businesses and nonprofits, so that, number one, with the businesses, we can let people know if they're doing online ordering or if they're delivering. or if they're doing curbside pickup, because many of our small businesses have pivoted and are doing that instead of their normal retail brick and mortar. And then also, like what you just did with Kelly, we just really want to tell these stories of our nonprofits and our businesses that have pivoted and are doing different things in the community and trying to serve our community during this time.
Awesome. Yeah, you touched on the takeout blitz, and man, has that thing taken off, has it not? I mean, I know I like watching that page, and I'm learning new restaurants I didn't even know existed. I won't even lie. I just have. So tell us a little more about how that got started. How'd that page get started?
That got started. We are lucky enough to be in a network of Chamber of Commerces across the nation, and started to see things that other chambers were doing, and decided to put the group together because we were really concerned about how do we continue to let people know that the restaurants are open.
Sure.
Once the restaurants were not allowed to have us in for dine-in. And boy, has it taken off. It has been great. I know when we went out and started the page, Shelby and I reached out, and I think there's like 78, 75 restaurants that we touch base with and are trying to get their information out. And we update that page probably every other day, maybe every 3 days. Shelby does a great job of checking in with the restaurants and updating, because some of them have added DoorDash, or some of them have decided to do curbside.
Yeah.
And then we're having fun along the way because we're doing a giveaway every day.
Yeah.
And with the giveaway, we try to highlight one of our chamber member businesses.
Okay. So that's, like I said, that's just been awesome, because I know everybody's having fun sharing their pictures of their food, which is really cool. And like I said, I'm learning so many new restaurants that I'm like, hey, that looks good. I got to have that tomorrow night. So I hope that's really, I know it's got to really be helping the businesses, so that's just a great idea, and I'm glad you guys put that into play there, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So
it certainly is making us all hungry looking at the pictures, that's for sure.
Yeah, which I don't think any of us need more excuse for that. I hear about this whole thing that we're all going to come out a little heavier during this because we're all heading to the snacks, which I think there's some truth there for me, I can tell you that.
I think there might be.
Perfect. So, anything else you want to share with us while we got you before I'm going to let, again, people right now, anybody's got some questions, start firing them at us, and we'll get them answered for you as we can. But anything else you want to get out there for us? Anything going on or anything about to or past?
I would just mention another topic that we had this morning during that leadership call is some concern about older neighbors in our neighborhoods that may not be connected to everything, and they may not realize about some of this curbside pickup, or that there are organizations who are doing delivery of groceries and things like that.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that we really talked about, was if you feel comfortable going out and, talking to your neighbors and making sure that we're taking care of each other during this time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. Very good point. Something I wanted to ask you too was, when we started getting into the pandemic and it really started becoming something, how far ahead out were you guys on that? I mean, were you guys joining pretty early in this to say, hey, we got to come up with a plan, guys? Because it seemed like there was no miss. You guys seemed to me like you were ahead of the curve, if I will.
Well, I would say that we have great partnerships with the Ohio Chamber and the U.S. Chamber. And so, especially the U.S. Chamber, they were, in the loop as to what was going on in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And so we got on a call very early with U.S. Chamber and the White House. The honest truth is I kind of thought it was a fluke thing at the time. And I was like, okay, I'll just listen in. And then reality is that 2 weeks later, here we were with talking about cases in Miami County, and everything has just been rolling since that time.
Yeah, it has. It really has. But like I said, it seemed like to me you guys didn't miss a beat. You guys got right on it, getting that information out, helping those businesses. And I know most recently you guys are now helping on the loan side, all right? So could you talk a little bit about that side of things?
Yeah, thank you for mentioning it. We started a small business disaster relief grant program in partnership with the Troy Development Council, Troy Main Street, and the city of Troy. Each organization donated to the fund. And then we have an application on our website, again, troyohiochamber.com. And any small business in Troy under 50 employees can apply for a grant. And we hope to start giving away some of those grants next week.
Awesome. That is great news for a lot of small businesses. I'm sure they can use it for sure.
Yeah, our concern, I mean, everyone's hearing about the dollars, the stimulus package, the CARES Act, the things
Yeah.
that they've done in DC. But reality is that money is probably not going to be in people's bank accounts this week or next week.
Right.
It's going to trickle in, and our concern is that we have small businesses right now that need assistance with paying utilities or rent because they've gone now 3 weeks
Right.
without having walk-in traffic, and that's really hitting them hard. And so we want to do everything in our power to make sure that our businesses are still here when we get out of this.
So it's more going to be a immediate thing than really. I mean, it's as far as how quick they could get their funds if they qualify.
Yes. So our hope is, again, to be able to start giving out those grants next week. And really, again, the idea of it is gap financing, because we're really encouraging all of our businesses to apply for those loans
Okay.
through the SBA. But we know that's going to take a little time. So the idea is, like, let's figure out how we can help our neighbors until that money comes in for them.
Awesome. Again, you guys doing your part. So much you guys do. So again, I appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else does for sure. So thank you on that. Let's see if we got any questions.
None so far, but I went ahead and shared those pages.
Okay, so believe it or not, you don't have a question yet. That's because you're on the phone constantly taking questions, I'm sure.
That we are.
All right, well, perfect. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for giving us an update. Anything, last words, anything you want to share?
Just again, if you have questions, kind of the same thing Kelly said. I mean, if you need connections to things, there are nonprofits out there serving our community. So, like she said, you can call the nonprofits. They know how to connect you to the right nonprofit, or you can give us a call at the chamber, which is 937-339-8769, and we'll connect you to the nonprofits that can assist you.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Kathy, for joining us tonight, and we're going to let you go so you can go get the little bit of rest you get before you're back at it tomorrow, and continue all the great work that you and your staff are doing, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks, Ryan.
All right, thank you. We'll see you. All right, guys, another awesome update there from our great chamber that we really are fortunate to have here in the city of Troy for sure. So active, so much involved in making sure that all the businesses really get what they need, and especially now in the time of need. I mean, that is just awesome. And Kathy and her team just is always on it and doing their part. So we can't thank them enough. So, anyways, back to this show. Like I said, this is going to be every Monday and Wednesday, guys, from 7 o'clock. Next Monday, our guests, I'm going to pull it up here for you guys, JT and Mark, who started Teamwork Ohio. They are going to be on here Monday at 7 to talk about what they're doing. They have created some shirts, and I'm sure we're going to have some of that and talk a little bit about how they're helping out during this pandemic. So another great company here in Troy doing their part to help out where they can, when they can, like many of you guys. So it'll be a great time on Monday to hear that. And going forward too, guys, if you guys know of somebody who you might want to help tell their story, shoot us a message. Let us know, hey guys, these people are really in the back here doing this, and people don't even realize it. We want to share those stories. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk about the things that are happening in the background that people don't even realize, that's making us all get through this. I know we're all doing our part in every little way, and we want to make sure that people know about that. Not just to give them, obviously, the credit that they deserve, but also to let people know it's out there for help. Just like the rec tonight, I'm sure there's many parents now saying, wow, I didn't know that we could go and, maybe get a snack for our kids, or maybe now we can get some homework help that we desperately need. I hope it kind of opened the eyes for that for some people so that they realize these services are out there. And even though we can't go to them, the beauty of technology is we can still, get those services and get to them. So if you guys know anybody who needs their help, needs some lunch assistance, which, like I said, there's a lot more kids out there than I realize that do, please, get them the Rec's contact information, because that's what they're there for. That's what they want to do, and they got plenty to feed the people that need to. So, if you don't need it, but you know somebody does, please make sure they watch it, get their information, whatever. So, I think that's about it for tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys joining for the first episode here. We got our technology here, but we're going to get it right the next time, I promise you. But I think all in all went good, and we're glad that everybody was able to join us. And join us on Monday where we can talk with them about the shirts and stuff that they're creating, and see what else is going on with Kathy. I'm sure between now and Monday, there's a lot going on. Like I said, she's constantly doing something. So join us back here Monday, and we will have interview there with JT. And we'll talk to him and catch up. So until then, guys, stay safe, stay home if you can. Check on your neighbors and elders, and we'll see you on Monday. Okay, thanks.